And we thought last night was bad. Well, the Bulls said, hold my beer. They beat the Warriors in overtime, 130 to 124. Dubs were at 115 to 107 with 130. After a 24-4 run, and they now have lost 3 games in a row. They'll get 2 days off before taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. And when will this bleeding stop? That's a tough one, folks. Can't sugarcoat that as we welcome everybody to Toyota Warriors post-game live here at the Gatehouse in Thrive City. The Hall of Famer Chris Mullen, NBA champion Festus Ezeli. I am Bonte Hill. Unbalanced offense, not getting rebounds. Buzelis going crazy. That's a tough one, Fezzi. Add that one to the list. I felt like I just said that 24 hours ago.
Yeah, as I look at the stats right now, Bonte, Josh Giddey has a triple-double, 21 points, 13 rebounds, 17 assists.
Wow.
Matas Buzelis has 41 points.
It's a career high.
And Trey Jones off the bench has 22 points. The Chicago Bulls scored 64 points in the paint. Now, the scouting report coming into this game is Chicago cannot defend the paint. And so drive them, attack them, go score in the paint early. I thought Chicago started this game off just being the aggressors. That's Buzelis, that's Josh Giddey, Trey Jones. They just kept attacking the Warriors. And by the second, I think the second quarter was where the Warriors lost grip of that game defensively, right? They weren't making shots. Yep. Chicago Bulls were making all their shots. And then down the stretch, defense brought the game. It seemed like they were about to win it. And then they made some slips there at the end and had to win the game again, and Chicago just took a hold of it in overtime. This was one of those games where this is a game where you have to regroup after.
Tough loss. Tough loss. I mean, the Warriors had 30 assists, 20 made threes, just 12 turnovers. But if you look at the hustle points in the paint, 64-44, Chicago. Second chance points, 2016, and fast break, 17-12. And look, obviously went into overtime, and they dominated overtime. So the Warriors, I thought, made some good adjustments in the second half. They got to the paint a little bit more. The final stat showed decent balance to their attack. But we said this pregame. A team like Chicago, you let them hang around. They get comfortable. They start feeling good about themselves. Mm-hmm. And that happened all in the first half. Yep. There was no resistance.
Yep.
Yeah, 31-21 in the second quarter, 19 assists at halftime. So now you got a game. And then it gets into overtime, and they get off to a quick start. They score the first 4 points. And they steal a win here at Chase Center.
Wow, unbelievable. Unbelievable loss for the Golden State Warriors. They dropped under 500 to 32-33. They're now solely in 9th place behind the LA Clippers for the 8th place in the Western Conference. And it came to overtime. So that's tough right there. The Bulls claw back down 8 with 131 left, Fezzi, and they come back and send it to overtime.
Yeah, this is tough. And any team like the Chicago Bulls have been struggling. They just lost to Sacramento last game. Just looking for any morsel of hope, something to make you feel good on this road trip. And they came out and they played hard. You got to give them a lot of credit. They played hard. They did all the little things. They were offensive rebounding. They were getting the second chance points. They were attacking the paint. The things that you were asking the Warriors to do, they were doing it. Matas Buzelis was being aggressive. His length and athleticism, you saw it show up in different ways. That's a young player to watch in the future. He is really Matas Buzelis.
Oh, yeah.
He's really developing.
The future is now.
The future for them is now. And what I saw is him attacking the seams. Every time the ball swung to his side, he was attacking and driving. And when he got the confidence, he just stood on the three-point line and started hitting some shots. If he starts hitting three-point shots, that's going to be a really dangerous player in the future.
Yeah, we all know what a great athlete he is. You see the numbers there, phenomenal. But his three-point shot looks pretty good. He made 5 tonight, not a great percentage, but he looks confident. He can play in transition. He can finish in the paint over the top. This kid's going to be a star. He's a big-time player.
21 years old. We saw him last season here at the All-Star break in the dunk competition. Yeah. And we say, well, we know he's an athlete, but can he play? I think tonight he proved that. 16-28, the 5 made 3, 6 rebounds, and a career-high 41 points. They have something special in that kid.
From the basketball hotbed of Lithuania. Arvydas Sabonis, Šarūnas Maršalonis, some incredible basketball players from there. He's in that great lineage. of Lithuanian legends. He's got a bright future. They're going to build, obviously, we said this pregame, build around Buzelis and Josh Giddey.
Speaking of Josh Giddey,
Yeah.
as he mentioned at halftime, he almost had a triple-double.
We said he was a triple-double threat
He's
coming
a triple-double threat, we said, coming in. He's capable of dropping 25, 10, and 10. Well, tonight, he made us all look like a prophet. 21 points, 17 assists, 13 rebounds, his 10th triple-double this season. And, Willie, you know what? His shot is getting better and better and better. It was one of the reasons why he was shipped out of Oklahoma City. Well, he's starting to round into form here, and you could see him do that, hit that three over Kristaps Porzingis.
Well, much like Buzelis, I think you prefer Josh Giddey to be on the three-point line, but he's not a terrible shooter. But the thing is, the Sky Report, they shoot wide open threes. You know, the defense is going to give them those shots. But Giddey's got that unique speed, change of direction. He's got great size. He gets in the paint at will because of that size, includes his teammates. He's got an incredible feel for the game. And, yeah, I mean, this guy every night is hovering around a triple-double.
His size is his biggest asset. Size and his vision, ability to score. I mean, he had 14 points in the first half. In addition to that, he had 10 assists. And so you think you put a smaller guy on him to stop him from moving and really attacking the paint. They put guys like Will Richard on him. Will Richard, I thought, did a good job on him defensively. Problem is, he's getting his teammates involved. He has multiple ways to get going in the game. And I thought he did a great job of creating shots for his teammates, open shots. And Josh Giddey, he didn't get traded to Chicago because he couldn't fit. He got traded because they have so much talent. This is what they traded away. Like, think about how much OKC is stacked. So he's coming in here, and he's going to be a key piece that this team tries to build around.
And OKC had to pay some other guys, too.
Yes,
But, you know, a lot of times with backcourt players, you really fear their speed, but because of his size and his good feel for the game, he gets where he wants to go.
Yep.
You know, he's not the most gifted athletically, but he gets wherever he wants to go on that floor.
It was weird how his tenure ended in OKC, however, because Dallas in that series in the second round sagged off of Josh Giddey, kind of played him off the floor. They had Jalen Williams up and coming, Chet Holmgren, obviously. And then with the big when Hartenstein made that choice, worked out for OKC. But you know what? Josh Giddey is showing that he's a talented player.
Yeah, but when you can do so many other things, his game is not based on three-point shooting. And in turn, every time he shoots a three, it seems like he's wide open because that's what the defense is giving him, much like Buzelis. If these guys can start knocking that down consistently, they're two big-time building blocks.
You got to also think, back to that series, they also sagged off of SGA.
Yep.
And so both guys on the floor at the same time shrunk floor.
point.
SGA now is shooting threes for game winners, like multiple threes. So improvement on his part, but also improvement on Josh Giddey's part.
All right, let's talk about some of the Warriors here in this tough loss to the Chicago Bulls, 130 to 124 in overtime. Obviously, we've been waiting to see Kristaps Porzingis. This was the third game he's played since the trade when the Warriors sent Buddy Hield and Jonathan Kuminga down to Atlanta. You know what? He was moving a lot better, especially in that first half. 17 points, 2 made threes, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. He played over 20 minutes, Mullet.
20 minutes, very encouraging play by Porzingis tonight. And I can't emphasize enough how important Porzingis is moving forward. This changes everything. Not the same impact, but similar to the addition of Jimmy Butler. Because the better Porzingis plays, the more he can play, is going to make Steph Curry's return that much more impactful. So this is a huge game for Porzingis to be able to play 20 minutes. As you said about that, he looked pretty good, something to build on. But to me, this is the biggest thing moving forward for the Warriors is his availability and how well he can play.
4 block shots today. It's the most any Warriors had this season, Fessy.
A size advantage that the Warriors desperately need. Kristaps Porzingis, you can see it in moments. You can see exactly what the Warriors are going to get. His ability to block shots, defend the rim. He's 7'2". And they call him the unicorn. His nickname is that because of his ability to affect both sides of the floor. Offensively, you saw him shooting from like 3 steps behind the three-point line. If you have him doing this and Steph doing that, that's going to be tough. But what I want to see moving forward is more intentional feeding the post with Kristaps Porzingis right there, posting up, making plays off the post. He's only just knocking some rust off. This is his third game this season with the Warriors. So he is now coming back from his injury, from his absence. He's going to get back into the flow. This is the Warriors' challenge right now. Now you have guys who've been playing well. Now you have to now start mixing the new guys who are coming back healthy. Seth Curry is coming back. Kristaps is coming back. And Steph is going to come back soon. So with all these guys coming back, there's a new form that the Warriors are going to have to take.
Well, what do you do with L.J. Cryer? He's putting his name in the hat. 17 points off the bench for the Golden State Warriors. 4-7 from the floor, made some huge threes like he's done on that road trip, that 3-game trip here. And you see the 6-7 for the free throw line. It's going to, like I mentioned earlier in this segment, he's going to be awake all night.
He made 2 clutch free throws before that.
He did.
Miss.
Then he went 1 of 2. It's tough.
He had a great game.
Great game, no doubt. Don't want to damper his night, but you will think about that missed free throw because of the competitor that he is.
But the University of Houston product, this started against the Rockets. He had a huge game there. This guy can obviously shoot the basketball, but I'm impressed with his ability to get into the paint and finish and his one-on-one defense. He's an NBA player.
Yep.
He's going to be a really good player moving forward. And he's still coming off that hamstring injury. I think he's only going to get better moving forward.
And even Draymond said it when he came back. They knew the talent that they had in this guy. And he said we've kind of been waiting for him to get on the floor. He can score in bunches, and for being as small as he is, he's one of those guys too that can finish over the Giants in the middle of the paint. Very impressive game from him. Big buckets, all needed because the bench was really what spurred this comeback. That's L.J. Cryer. That's GP2. I mean, you had this lineup with Will Richard, Guy Santos, GP2. You had Al Horford. I thought they made a huge run down the stretch. The bench was huge for the Warriors.
65-37 bench points for the Warriors. 17 for Cryer, Porzingis, and Spencer, and GP2 with 12. It was an incredible performance by the bench.
Think about that, a two-way guy in L.J. Cryer who just came up to the big league club, and he's calling for the ball in crunch time to shoot those free throws, but a tough one for the Golden State Warriors. They lose their 3rd in a row. Yeah, this is not pretty, folks.